on board our team of researchers as well as a guest for the show. Today we have Sumeet Mulchhandani on the technicals joining us on the show, and along with that we have Harsh as well as Asesha from our research team who are going to take you through all the stocks that are moving in trade. Good afternoon to all three of you, and let me kickstart with the first stock that is moving in trade today, and that is South Indian Bank. If you look at the stock, at one point in time it fell about approximately 17% to the lowest level since November 16, 2022. Remember, the bank informed the exchanges that the board had considered CEO and Managing Director Murali Ramakrishnan's request to not offer himself a reappointment due to personal reasons. The search committee established by the board will identify and evaluate potential candidates for the post. Remember, the stock is falling for an 8th consecutive session. We also had an ET Now exclusive story which mentioned that as per sources that the headhunter agency, which is Hunt Partners, has been appointed to fill in the post for new MD, and they're assessing internal as well as external candidates for the post. Shortly after that, we also did have the South Indian Bank management join us on the show on back of the new candidate process, and which they believe will be a rigorous one. This is what Murali Ramakrishnan told ET Now. Let's hear what else did he have to say.
It has nothing to do with any of the official or organization related things. We are also initiating a lot of changes even as I am talking to you. So till September end, till last day of my work, I will continue to ensure that we put everything in place and the organization is continuing to be on the right track. In fact, this is not a sudden thing. I have been preparing the leadership team and the changes in the organization with the perspective that any change which I am going to be bringing in should be staying in the organization. It will be obviously very rigorous process. We will ensure that the candidates who are shortlisted as well as who are eventually going to be chosen indeed clearly have had the experience and strength in managing these changes. Market is also a bit slowing down in terms of CASA, in terms of the advances getting impacted by the liquidity situation in the market, etc. Obviously, we are looking for people who have had this experience of handling such complexities.
Okay, moving on and shifting focus to the stock number 2 that is buzzing, and that is from the hospital space, Shelby Limited, because if you will see, the stock is up by 8% in trade right now, and that's on the back of an investment coming in from one of the ace investors known for his small cap picks. I'm talking about Porinju Velinath, whose promoted company is Equity Intelligence, is seen to be acquiring stake in this particular company. The company acquired 6.1 lakh of shares at a price of 117 rupees a piece. That actually accounts for 0.5% of the total shareholding. And not just Porinju, we also know that Vijay Kedia, who is also known for his small cap picks, is a director in the company and holds around 0.62% stake in Shelby Limited. So both of these ace investors seem to have shown interest in Shelby Limited, and that is why the stock is buzzing in trade right now.
All right, let's shift focus then on to a gold loan financier, that is Manappuram Finance. And Sumit, a lot seems to be working against Manappuram Finance when it comes fundamentally, given the fact that you have banks also now expanding to the gold loan portfolio end. But technically, where is Manappuram Finance headed from here on, and do you think that it is looking attractive now?
Hi, good afternoon. Yeah, other also listed the companies other than the Manappuram also. IIFL and other companies are also doing the good, but amongst these, it is looking me the attractive. Few days back also, the company got the board approval to raise 80 billion. Last week, if we check the technicals, last week it has given a trendline breakout after the span of around 18 to 20 months. So it is a good candidate for the upside also. It has retested the levels. We are expecting 141 to 150 levels in next 3 to 6 months. So if anybody wants to invest for the short to medium term, it's look good. Current market price is around 120 and one can keep a stop loss of 107.
Okay, short to medium term outlook is good for Manappuram Finance. But moving on, and Nishesha, coming to you for the next one. The OMC stocks seem to be buzzing. Tell us, what's the news out here?
Well, yes, absolutely. Over the last many trading sessions, oil marketing stocks have been buzzing, and that is because of the movement in Brent crude prices that we've seen. After falling below that $75 per barrel mark, it is now again inched upwards to about $78, $79 per barrel. And on the back of that, we have a note that has come in from JP Morgan, where they've downgraded HPCL to an underweight rating, and they've given a target price of 207 rupees per share. As far as BPCL is concerned, they've downgraded this one as well to a neutral rating with a target price of 423 rupees per share. They say marketing margins of these companies are likely to be impacted because of the spike in Brent crude prices that we are seeing. They are now turning cautious on the Indian oil marketing space as a whole. And as far as IOC is concerned, they are maintaining their overweight stance with a target price of 163 rupees per share. So downgrade coming in on HPCL and BPCL, because of which the stocks are under pressure today. IOCL meanwhile is gaining in trade. JP Morgan has given a target price of 163 rupees per share.
All right, moving on, Sumit, Bank of India, how does this PSU bank look on the charts to you? Do you think that it's an attractive bet, leaving aside all the large caps?
Now, if we see, there is a multiple attempt of the bouncing back from the same area. So, 65 level, we can say it is a good support zone, also on the weekly time frame. So, yesterday also it has given a good bullish kicker pattern. Today we are getting the good follow-up also. So if somebody has a safe view, so one can enter above the levels of 75, but if you are an aggressive player, enter at the current market price. And as we said, 65 is the support level. 65 can be a stop loss for the long term also. So if it is able to sustain above the 75, then one can expect the levels of 86 and 94 in the coming days.
On, and Harsh, coming to you for the next one. You have picked up NHPC, although the stock is trading flat. But tell us, what are you picking up on this one?
Well, yes, news, Srishti, is that they're looking at approving, or they've approved the raising of 5,600 crore in FY24 in terms of debt. Now, this is going to be in a combination of corporate bonds, term loans, ECBs, and all of it will be in tranches. That's what the company has currently approved for. Now, in terms of the larger context, well, the balance sheet of the company is around, at the end of FY22, was at around 77,000 crores. So this is quite a meaningful jump even in terms of the balance sheet size, or nearly 8 to 9% jump there in terms of balance sheet size. And even in terms of what the management commentary seems to suggest, it seems to suggest that they are on the growth path. They are expected to almost double up in terms of the amount of power that they produce. And that's obviously one of the key positives. The other key positive is also that they are planning to push for their dividend yield to continue to increase. So that's the other thing that shareholders can keep in mind. It's a healthy dividend yielding company as well. On the back of that, the stock was up in early trade today, but it's given up all of its gains.
All right, that's NHPC for you. But Sumit, JK Cement, and this one has had a good 1 year, 24% return coming in. No doubt, 2023 has been pretty rough for this one as well, just like most of the markets. But where do you see JK Cement headed from here on? Do you think that this year of consolidation will actually change the tide for JK Cement's charts?
Now, if you see today, many of the companies with the cement portfolio, now Dalmia Bharat and all others are giving the showing the good bullish formation. So today JK Cement is up by 3%, technically looks strong. So current market price is around 2920. So it is giving a breakout of a cup and handle formation in the daily time frame. We are expecting this U bottom recovery till the 3200 levels. So one can keep a stop loss of 2700 levels here. So looks good.
All right, let's move on and let's shift focus to Quest Corp. And Quest Corp was buzzing in trade today. The last time I had checked, the stock had actually jumped as much as 12% in an intraday trading session. For now, it has given up all of those gains and it is just up about 2% And that 12% increase on Quest Corp was the sharpest increase coming in for the counter since September 20th, 2022. Just short while ago, you had the clarification coming from Quest Corp, where they said the founder, Fairbridge Capital, has bought about 66 lakh shares in the market. They've bought about 4.45% stake via reverse book building. So on back of that, you have Quest Corp that is surging in a trade today. As you can see, right now it's given up those gains, but nevertheless holding gains of about 2% as we speak, Srishti.
Okay, well, let's move on and let's shift focus to the big boy Reliance because that's on Sumit's radar. And Sumit, that will be interesting to know, is that a buy or sell? Because Reliance is clearly the culprit today where the markets are seeing some pressure at the higher levels. So what's your recommendation on coming in for Reliance?
Yes, as you know, it will make a direct effect to the indices also. Okay, now in March 22, the stock has made a bottom of 2180. And if you will check on 20 March 2023, again the stock made a low of 2180. Both are in the same month, previous year and the current year. So now 2180 is the make or the break level. Now stock, if it is able to sustain above the levels of 2300, then we are expecting again a bullishness which can carry, which can make a good effect to the Nifty also. So we are just waiting and positively to sustain above the levels of 2250 and 2300. So keep a stop loss of 2180 if anybody is holding here.
Okay, so that's the positive view coming in on Reliance from Sumit. But moving on to the next stock in focus, that is IRB Infra. And this stock is reacting to the news flow which came in today. That's regarding 18% price hike, percent of hike in the Mumbai-Pune Expressway toll from April 1, wherein CRISIL had also come up with a report where they say that the toll collections expected to rise between 14 to 16% in FY23, and the reasons that they are highlighting is that the rise could be due to inflation as well as rise in the traffic, and IRB Infra is clearly one of the beneficiaries of the rise in the prices, and the stock is clearly reacting to that, up by 6% right now.
All right, Sumit, let's shift focus to Praj Industries. No doubt this one is a standout candidate in today's trading session, 7.8% uptick coming in for Praj. But if you look at its returns over the last 1 year, YTD, even for the last 1 to 2 months, it's not given good returns at all. In fact, it is a negative returns coming in for Praj Industries. Even though we've been talking about how Praj is a play on ethanol story, that doesn't seem to be reflected in the stock price. Where is Praj headed from here on?
If we say from last almost 2 years, it is in the consolidation phase. So the lower level is 290 to 300 and the upper level is 450. But today there is a sudden jump in the volume. So if you check, it is a dragonfly formation in the weekly time frame. So we need to wait for 2 more days. If such a formation is formed, okay, then it is a bullish formation. So again, we can expect that 450 levels can be touched in the coming weeks. So one can keep a strict stop loss of 290 and wait for the positive closing here.
Okay, let's move on and shift focus to ICICI Lombard. And Ashesha, you have picked this one. Tell us, what are you picking up on this particular counter?
Well, yes, the company conducted Digital Day yesterday, and on the back of that, we have some takeaways that have come in. They've started digital transformation project. The management says that this particular process will be re-engineered with digital being the native tool for the company. These initiatives will take about 2 to 3 quarters to complete, and they've also set a target as far as their combined ratio is concerned. The company says that it is targeting a combined ratio of about 102% over the next 2 years, and their app, which is ICICI Lombard Take Care app, has received 4 million downloads already, out of which 35% are done by non-customers. They've been engaging with several SMEs as well. They say the number of customers have now grown 3.5 times, and revenue growth of about 3.2% is what company has registered over the 4-year period ending 2023. So on the back of these takeaways and the target that the company has given with respect to its combined ratio, the stock is gaining in trade today 0.2% higher for ICICI Lombard.
All right, moving on, Harsh, HFCL, that's the one that you're tracking for us. What's the news for surrounding this one?
Well, they've announced earlier today that they've bagged an order of 283 crore, Cheryl, which is quite substantial, 5% plus of their FY22 revenue number. Now, the execution time is 90 weeks. The order is largely in the nature of setting up of telecommunication systems for the Surat Metro Rail project. The order has been granted or awarded by Gujarat Metro Rail Corp. So that's definitely a positive, and you can see the stock is up around 2% in early trade.
Okay, one of the recent news buzzes that was Kalyan Jewellers on the back of the block deal. And Sumit, on the technicals, what are the charts telling you for Kalyan Jewellers? Are you hoping for some recovery in this particular counter?
In the last quarter of 2022, the stock was in the burst for the upside, and afterward it has shown a strong consolidation. Now, yesterday, because of the news of this block deal at 1110, okay, so the volume was too high, and now these levels are too strong days. So if 104 is broken on the closing basis, so we are expecting more downfall till the level of 90 and 85. So if anybody is holding, we would just advise to get exit from the stock on the 104 levels.
All right, shifting focus, let's talk about Vedanta. That definitely has been the stock of the day. The fact that the company announced that it has approved a fifth interim dividend of 20.5 rupees per share for FY23, and post that particular announcement, as you can see, the stock is trading higher by about 2.5% in the trade today.
Okay, moving on to the next stock, and Sumit, Bharti Airtel is on your radar, and the stock was seen to be drifting lower in the recent days. Going ahead, do you expect some more weakness coming in on this one, or you are hoping for a rebound?
No, we are also expecting the same, the consolidation breakdown after the 5 to 6 sessions. Now, 3 to 4 times it has tried to take the support nearby the 740 levels, and currently also trading around this level. So, closing below, one can expect, we are expecting the 700 levels in the coming session. Yesterday, it has broken the 200 moving average also, and today the same follow-up is going on. So, weakness is there in the stock below the 740 levels.
Okay, moving on to the next stock in focus, and that is Tube Investments, because this particular counter is in focus after Multiples Private Equity Fund has invested 267 crores, as well as SBI has invested 133 crores in TI Clean Mobility Private Limited. You will remember that back in February 2022, Tube Investments incorporated a different subsidiary by the name of TI Clean Mobility to manufacture and deal in all types of clean mobility vehicles, including the EVs. Now in February 2023, the company has informed the exchanges that TI Clean Mobility will be raising around 300 crores to fuel its EV platform, and today we are seeing new partners coming in and investing in Tube Investments. So this particular counter is in focus, and the stock is holding itself in green with the gains of 1.35%.
Right. Sumit, so do you expect Tube Investments to continue to hold on to good gains? Is that what the charts are indicating to you?
Yes, we would advise to continue holding if anybody is, and in the dips also one can buy. In the February 20, it took the support of the 200 moving average, and last 3 to 4 days it is also taking the same support of the 200 moving average. So it is a bullish sign. So one can accumulate the stock. If anybody is holding, one can keep a stop loss of 2350. We are expecting 3000 and 3450 in the coming months.
Okay, moving on to the next stock in focus, and that is Urbn Smart Spaces. Ashesha, you have picked this counter. Tell us, what are you picking up?
Yes, the stock is in focus on the back of an initiating coverage note that has come in from Antique. They've initiated coverage with a buy rating, and they've given a target price of 350 rupees per share. The stock currently trades at 255 odd levels, so Antique sees significant upside from the current market price. They say Urbn Smart Spaces is an emerging real estate developer. It has recently forayed into the Pune market, and the company is now venturing into the Mumbai metropolitan region market as well. Company has witnessed a strong growth of about 46% on a CAGR basis in the booking value from FY17 to 22, and the Antique expects the company to continue its growth trajectory. As far as the balance sheet position is concerned, Antique says that its balance sheet position is quite good, and the company also has a capable management team. So on the back of this note that has come in from Antique with a buy rating and a target price of 350 rupees per share, the stock is gaining in trade today. Remember, it is almost at the highest point of the day, gaining over 3% as we speak.
All right, target of around 350 rupees per share is what Antique has placed for Urbn Smart Space. And Sumit, do you concur with them? Are you seeing 350 come by very soon for this particular counter, given the fact that it is actually attracting a lot of the analysts' radar?
Yes, 2 days before also there was the news. They have the project in Bangalore, that is the Urbn Greatlands, and the company sold its entire inventory in the second phase. Okay, so that's a good that's a good news also. Now, as per the technicals, took the 200 moving support, and it is a U bottom recovery till 340, 350 levels also. We have the same target as Shweta told. Okay, so one can keep a stop loss of 230 here, looks good. And the main thing is 3 to 4 days before, there was a huge volume candle, and today it is giving the close above that candle. So it is a good bullish sign. Yes, one can accumulate.
Okay, moving on, and Harsh, coming to you for the next one. You have picked up Star Health, and after so many days of decline, the stock is seen to be rebounding. Is that a positive news flow on this one?
Well, yes, nothing specific on Star Health, but the larger insurance sector as well, Srishti. So we have details with regard to payment